So when you first came across Bitcoin, you already had kind of this this mental framework to think about digital assets, digital currencies. Other folks like Jesse Powell, et cetera, I think very similarly, they'd been doing things in video games. And so when they saw this, it just kind of fit into this worldview. What was it for you? Because I think you were into gold quite a bit beforehand. And then when you saw Bitcoin, was there one or two specific things where you were like, bam, this is it, like this is going to work this time?
Well, a couple of things. So I kind of quickly figured out that this was a new asset class. I started my career in the 80s as a stockbroker. So I'm sensitive to looking at asset classes and what is an asset class. With Bitcoin, is it a stock? Is it a bond? Is it a commodity? Where does it fit as an asset class? And then you realize that it's actually a new asset class. And if that's true, then the world money management, which is huge, there's $100 trillion worth of funds looking for investment. If they get into this, it's going to be huge. The second thing is my background in digital currencies and gaming back in the 90s. I know that virtual currencies, to the mind of people online, there's no differentiation between a digital currency and anything else. It's money. To anyone who's in the gaming world in the 1990s, once you get into it, whether it's Second Life, which had the Linden dollar, or the World of Witchcraft had gold swords and things like that. Once you cross over, your mind starts thinking about this in that way. You just adopt it as money. So I knew that people would accept this as money. So you put those things together, and then the price action just keeps going up. So that's that number go up technology, and you keep going down the rabbit hole, keeps pulling you down the rabbit hole. Even today at these prices, we're still stacking sats because it just seems like the only logical thing you can do. It's like a bulwark against the insanity that's going on in the world, in Washington and elsewhere. When you stack sats, it's like a calming thing that you do to ground yourself in the Satoshi Bitcoin reality.
So one of the things that's fascinating to me is most people know you for all of the crazy antics. People have seen the videos of you ripping up the $10 bill or at the Bitcoin conference, yelling and screaming with Michael Saylor, et cetera, right? Which, as I've gotten to know you, I think is part of the magic of Max and Stacy. But when you think about it from a pure investment standpoint, most great investors would tell you that in order to be great, you have to cut your losers faster than anyone, and you have to press your winners harder than anyone else. So from a pure capital allocation standpoint, you all started buying Bitcoin at $1 and have continued to buy since then. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because there's a lot of people who discovered Bitcoin early on. Maybe they didn't have the conviction to buy a lot, or along the way, they said, hey, I bought it at $1, it went to $5, then they sold it. And so what is the thing that has kept you kind of so convicted to not only see it early and have the conviction that this could work, but also to ride the most volatile asset over the last decade to what became the best performing asset over the last decade as well?
Yeah, and Bitcoin it has the ability to work on you, the investor, in many different ways. And part of it is psychological, and part of it is just from a pure money management perspective. How much do you want to allocate? How much do you want to go into this? And as you get deeper into it, you realize that other people that are talking about it, their arguments are terrible. And that adds to my conviction. So, for example, I don't want to go on a huge Peter Schiff diatribe here, but his arguments are terrible. And I told Peter to buy it. I sat down with him at his house in Connecticut for a couple of hours and walked him through it when Bitcoin was under $10. And every single year since then, over 10 years, he mentally can't get into it. And when I see somebody like that, I'm open to any argument against Bitcoin. I listen to everybody every single day. Give me the argument against it. And every time I hear something, I know it doesn't work. The FUD, it never works. And it just increases my conviction. And it increases the idea of what is the total addressable market of this asset class. And certainly Michael Saylor's done a great job in saying, that melting ice cube on the balance sheet, you look at the corporate world, there's trillions of dollars You look at the money management world, there's trillions of more dollars. You look at it versus gold, and is it going to capture part or all of gold's monetization? That's a $9 to $10 trillion market cap. Yeah, that's all happening. So the price is still cheap. And then as a money manager, you figure, I got to own it. You got to keep nibbling at it. It's still cheap. Bitcoin at this price is still incredibly cheap.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching that clip of the Best Business Show. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you know when we go live every weekday, and then head to SoFi.com/pomp so that you can get an account and we can get after it.